now,
it sure is that time. The halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio with your boy Omar Duri. Shout out to everyone who's tuned in around the world, whether it's 95 FM, pulse95radio.com, our app, Sharjah Broadcasting Authority, or if you're watching us live on YouTube. Thank you so much for connecting with me. And boy, do I have a great show in store for you today, because my next guest, Yuri Nemoto, is a special guest we're having on the show today, who's a nutritionist by trade, but also is not afraid to pack a punch by getting in the ring, as she's also a boxer. And she's going to be here on the show. We're going to be talking about her relationship with nutrition, the connection between that, then her turning into the athlete and how she influences other athletes. Plus, I'm going to put her through the fire round. And if you thought that was enough, that's just the icing on the cake, because we have so much to talk about on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio.
and now,
It sure is that time. Halftime show, Pulse 95 Radio. Thank you very much for all your messages and everyone who is tuned in on the Instagram Live. I know it has been a while, but I always say I'll save it for the best occasions. Today is an incredible occasion because we have the amazing Yuri Nemoto on the show. Yuri, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Now, we were talking a bit offline, and I have to say our conversations offline are just as good as online. So now the fact I get to share our conversations with the public is amazing. Tell us more about what you do in terms of nutrition, because you do a lot of fantastic things, and how you got into it.
Okay, first, I think where I came from, I think I should start from that. So I was born and grew up in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And but biggest thing to say is that I grew up in countryside.
Okay.
In mountain, super beautiful nature.
Okay.
And then I was also born in a family of teachers.
Okay.
Yeah, my both parents and aunties and uncle, you name it, they are teachers.
Yeah.
And when I thought, okay, what I wanted to do, first I picked the career as a teacher.
Okay.
And there's a subject called home economics in Japan. Basically, this is where it's a compulsory subject where, the children will get to learn about like a core of living or a living environment. So meaning that, for example, first of all, there's a word in Japanese, it says ishokuju. So it's like eating environment and living environment and clothing environment.
Mm-hmm.
So that, people get to learn about cooking and sewing and, even how to tidy it up for the primary school students and all. And then a little bit more about, families and how to take care of children and elderlies, or even consumer education is also part of it. So recently, the subject also cover about, incident from online gaming, what kind of, something scary could even happen, So it's a very, I'm very passionate about that subject. And then that became my first path. But then when I thought about, I think I grew up, thanks to my parents, I really had a lot of influence on food and what comes into your mouth. Yeah. And then also, partially because I'm grew up in countryside, and it's like a, week thing, like, neighbor call us and say, hey, we got too much passimo, do you want to pick it up? Okay, we were like, okay, we go. Or we go, for example, to buy vegetables, we go farmer's market. And you can even see the name of the farmers on the food label. It's like that. So that was the food environment I grew up. And when I actually, graduated that degree to become a teacher, I thought, I actually need to go further deep on this topic, food.
Interesting, okay.
So that led me to another journey. I studied nutrition in UK, King's. And that's also where, it was a lot of exposures because I left Japan when I couldn't speak any English.
Really? And how long ago was that?
Just 11 years ago.
Okay.
Like literally, I asked my friend, I couldn't speak any English.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you spot today, I still have mispronunciation between R and L because we don't have this difference in Japanese.
Okay.
So please don't be mean. It's not easy to get away something that you grew up with. It's just like food and other things. So yeah, that's my little background.
Well, you're doing terrific in there. I wanted to ask you, what did your parents teach?
Okay, I don't want to bake them. Because having said that, I cannot speak English.
Yeah.
They teach English.
Okay.
But I think my Eastern Asian friends will probably agree with me. We do really put a focus on grammar.
Yes.
So they are stunning in terms of vocabularies and all.
Yeah.
It's just not my parents. Just to cover them up. Like really, we have very different curriculum that we don't get to learn about. Like actually negotiation or speaking. Listening.
Right.
Very those practical part.
Right.
Which hopefully in the future we're going to change. But they are very passionate about, for example, like being a host family for non-Japanese people when they come to Japan. And outside of school, they even, I grew up a lot of environment like that. This weekends, we have people from Namibia, we have people from, this country, that country. So,
Interesting. And so when you got into nutrition, and obviously you're learning English, how has that relationship gone about? Like, how has now the fact you can communicate in another language, and then obviously you're doing something that you're passionate about, how has that kind of merged together?
So in UK, where I'm registered as a nutritionist, there are multiple different expertise within nutrition occupation.
Right.
So, for example, if someone think that nutritionist is all about giving meal plan, it is not true, because, for example, some of them choose to work in public health to more like a policy side. Some of them choose to learn animal nutrition, so how to feed those animals.
Yes.
Or some of them decide to work in academics to become researcher, or what else? And then my expertise at the moment I'd like to proceed is sports nutrition.
Okay.
So it took time for me to pick which one, honestly. But I actually had people convincing me or hypnotizing me to really, really say over years that, Yuri, I think, this is a field of you're going to enjoy because you're being so passionate about these two. Yeah. Why don't you combine? So in UK, people say that, sports nutritionist is going to be 1% of all nutritionists. So I never thought, me being as a, not European person, I thought that this is not the job that I could ever do. Like, perhaps it's not my game. But then over time and in years, I noticed that actually it's true. Like sports nutrition is not necessarily only for special population. No, a lot of people nowadays do the sports, and then I love to be a part of their journey as well as a nutritionist.
Yes,
so.
And there you have it. That's just one segment of what we're doing. We understood where she came from. We understood what her parents taught. We understand where she learned English, and also we understood why she picked sports nutrition. We're going to be right back after this break. We're going to play this track called Mr. Easy, and it's called I Miss You Bad.
And now,
Halftime show, Pulse 95 Radio with your boy Omar Duri live. Shout out to my mum as well, who's tuned into every single show, and she always gives me the feedback that I need. Humbling as well. Thanks, mum. And shout out to people who are tuned in on the Instagram. Florin, all the way from the US. Paul, Bana. We've got Bilal. We've got Ayola. We have Serban, Liv, all the way from Thailand. Mustafa is here as well. Fatinho is here. That's a long name. The Beach Gift House. Amin as well. H.A. Walid, Alia, Hassan, Tariq Iskandar, and everyone else who is locked in. Thank you very much for connecting with us. We have the fantastic Yuri Nemoto. She's on the show. Yuri, I gotta ask you this, because it's been a while actually since I've noticed this. The way that you come across in person, very well spoken, quiet, and then what I see in the gym is two completely different things. Shout out to British Boxing Club, by the way.
Yes.
For that.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about your transition into the boxer, Yuri, and the athlete, more importantly?
Okay, it's a long story. There's a story behind this. So first, I told you I grew up in Japan, and I'm also middle kid among 3.
Okay.
And I have 2 brothers, older and younger.
Okay.
So I'm the naughty one, but only girl, remember that?
Yes.
So it was my mom's project in a way that she let me start playing piano from 3 years old, all the way up to, until I became adult. And when I decided to, leave Japan and explore outside, it was honestly, I would say something that I'm not very proud of, because I did it against, what my parents wanted and what my friends wanted and everything. I was 22. I left alone.
Did they want you to stay?
Yeah.
For a certain time period or longer, or?
I think both of us didn't know exact timeline, but I just said that, look, I like to try, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
They were expecting me to go to Tokyo because, that's where a lot of people go for work.
Yeah.
And then I said, no, outside.
Okay.
So that's how it started. And anyway, after I left, I thought, okay, you know what, I feel actually bad. I did something that they didn't want to, so I should do something about it. And then my conclusion at the time, I was very naive, but I reached a conclusion that, look, I'm gonna learn self-defense.
Okay.
Because I'm a woman, I'm small built, I have to do this. So so since then I started the combat sport, and then after that, I honestly became a part of me. It's something really, really like fire me up inside, because I never be like someone who want a fight or violence or anything. I cannot even, watch those, very violent sport. But when it comes to this boxing, for example, or I did a Muay Thai before as well, there's a mentality where you just give 100% so that you won't regret later. Yeah. Or my another coach also taught me, his name is Winston in London, he told me that, Yuri, if you think you're small, you're small. How simple is that? And then, I started to pick up this kind of mentality a lot and met such a beautiful people through this combat sports. I think it's still today, in my gym, British Boxing Club. Yeah, like they really accommodate me well, even though I could be one of, only one girl in the sparring session. I actually have a cut here. Yes, from the weekend. But I'm very grateful, because this is where I really learn about how to face the fear. And again, I don't think the sparring is a fight or, anything like that. I am actually facing my fear out there. I feel very uncomfortable every single time, but I have a safe coach to supervise my training, and I have a fantastic, partner who can do sparring with me, regardless their body size as well. They understand what I can take. I'm 151 centimeter and 51 kg. So wherever the class I go, pretty much I'm the one of the most smallest ones. So
you mentioned fear there. How do you tackle fear? Like, how do you approach fear?
I still don't know. Still today, I still don't know. But I try not to compare myself with other people, because thing is, I don't know how other people, prepare themselves, or what kind of, how many years they train, or I don't know. And perhaps sometimes I don't need to know, because ultimately speaking, I'm the one here who just want to get better in the sports I do. So just that, there's some day I do not want to go, or I do not want to, do the sparring. I just want to do those, just technical sessions and leave. Of course, there are days like that. But I just say, let's see what works. And always after the session, I feel like, it was not that bad. I was wrong.
And then you went and then you actually stepped in the ring and had a fight.
Yeah, but that's just amateur.
Yeah, but still, again, let's not knock this down. Let's actually bring this up, because everyone can talk about it, but not everyone can step into the ring and do what you did. So how was that feeling stepping in? And then even better, how was the feeling at the end of it?
It was very exciting. I had a fantastic coach. Big thank you for Kim and Troy on that day to be in my corner. I was not scared, because I was with them. They were my brain. I just do what my body remember. That day, my brain is not really thinking anything. I just do what my body remembers, right? But after he finished, I was very grateful for my opponent. Like, really, because first we were, I think like many of the boxing events, like we were only female fights of the whole night.
Okay.
And also after the match, like we were hanging out, and there was some female audience came to me and say, it was so nice. It was so nice to see how you fought, how you came back and back, going forward, no matter how much punch, you may take it. And then again, that meant so much to me.
Yeah.
So those words really, really made my night. Yeah.
And is that something that you checked off your list now, or is that something you want to do more of?
Good question. I try not to plan this. If it comes, I believe then it should be. So then I would take it. But I like this mentality of being an athlete.
Yes.
Because this is what I do as well as a sports nutritionist.
Yeah.
I'm not elite, I'm not professional, but I do learn a lot how every athlete has to face with food and drinks and feeling, hydration strategy, you name it. I do actually test on my body every single time I go to the gym.
And that there is the definition of a professional. You know how she said, I'm not professional, but I do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. She started saying everything she does. That's what a pro does. Yeah, I'm just saying that. Shout out to Fadia as well, who is tuned in on Pulse 95 radio. You know what? I can talk to her all day, but what we'll do is let's play some Avicii, and then once we come back, we'll have more. But this time, I'm going to put her through the fire round. That's right.
And now,
Halftime show, Pulse 95 Radio. Remember, guys, if you missed the show, you can catch all of our episodes on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, or if you prefer a visual, head over to our YouTube channel, Pulse 95 Radio, and we are there. We have some fantastic guests covering some incredible topics like mental health, gut health, and how important the brain is on performance and recovery. And we have the best guests in the world. Yep, just saying, you know what, I'm being biased, but we do. We have the best guests in the world. On the show now, we have Yuri Nemoto. She's here. We've been talking about how she got into nutrition, her roots in Japan, the fact I never knew that her parents taught English, which was even more cooler, and then how she got into the ring as well, which was another thing. And now we're going to put her through the fire round. That's right. I'm not joking. Yeah, no, I'm serious. Okay. So let's do that now, and it's going to be
another one.
It is going to be another one because it's that kind of time where we ask the guest questions and they respond, and there's no wrong answer. It could be anything, a topic, a subject, and they get to respond. So who better than Yuri to have on the show? Yuri, okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. All right, the first word, I'm going to start quite light.
Okay, what's light?
Matcha. What's your view on matcha?
It's very sensitive food that people don't know. So if you cook it wrong, then you are tasting something wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very expensive in Japan as well. So very special occasion, I would say.
Okay. All right. I like that. Go up. Okay. What's up, Ray? How you doing? You okay? Right. Okay. How about favorite cartoon? Do you have one?
I think so.
Okay.
But I stopped long time ago.
Okay.
Thanks to my brothers I grew up with, yes, I was exposed to those, boys manga. I would say more. Also recently because of Netflix, One Piece. I think when I was a kid, I did like that storyline where everyone have different strength and weakness.
Yes,
I love that.
See, I knew you'd come up with such a cool answer. I didn't. I didn't think you'd say like Tom and Jerry or something. I'm like, she's gonna come up with a really cool one. Okay, favorite snack.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I love so much food, but let me say in Japan we do eat as a snack dried seafood.
Okay, dried seafood.
Yes, I know. It's not accessible here, so I'm very sad about it. But for example, dried squid, dried salmon.
So does that mean it's cooked and then just dried out, or?
No, they just sold as a dried beef jerky.
Yeah.
So same thing, but the seafood.
Okay.
And we eat it as a snack.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I miss it so much.
So someone heard me say Tom and Jerry, and they said, "Please respect Tom and Jerry."
Oh, that was me. My husband's favorite comic, so yes, I have a respect for that.
Okay, see? Okay, sorry, Sofyan. Okay, favorite cheat meal?
I don't have cheat meal. I don't have, but I do have. Okay, so when I eat out, I have a rule that I try to order something that I don't cook at home.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like
so that
that.
either I get to learn how they cook,
Yeah.
or, for example, something that, deep fried. I
Yes.
do enjoy sometimes here and there. Why not?
Yes.
It's very tasty, of course.
Of course.
It's deep fried.
Of course.
But yeah, again, if the world is defining as, cheat meal, then yeah, I do enjoy. I do share. I don't reject food when I offered. I love, especially like a cultural food as well,
Okay.
in every country.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Here's one for you. Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, you said that
Sorry.
with no hesitation.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no, I like that. Okay. And then, if you could sit around the table with any two people, who would it be? That's a good one. that one.
What's that? So tomorrow, like the world will shut down or something?
Yeah.
Stop. Two people.
Yeah.
First one is gonna be my biggest fan and my best friend, my husband,
Okay.
Louis. One more at that slot is gonna be very tough because I do have my non-biological sister.
Okay.
Maybe Anna.
Okay, so Anna, you got the upgrade. All right.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. Next question. Why did a chicken cross the road?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Is it my English level or what?
I'm going to save that. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite answer.
Say in Japanese so that maybe I understood.
Yeah. Oh, that's easy. No. Okay. Next question. Last song you listened to. Go on. Tell me.
Song.
Yeah.
What about podcast?
Hit me with a podcast.
Really?
Okay.
Oh my. Okay. What Now by Trevor Noah.
Okay. You like him?
Yes.
Is that your favorite?
A man comedian? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I learn a lot from him, yeah.
Okay. Favorite movie? I'm putting her on the spot here.
Skip.
Okay. If you could have anyone play you in a movie, who would it be?
I don't know, but I think I'm not that bad if I do Muran.
Okay, I'll take that. What about, here's one for you. What do you think of veganism?
I support that.
Yeah?
Yeah, they do. I mean, first, me being Japanese, I grew up in a food environment where we don't really differentiate between this animal source or non-animal source.
Right.
Food is food.
Yes.
So if I grew up where, food waste was not allowed.
Yes.
Or say, for example, if I fight with my mom on the following day, the lunch pack she's going to prepare is going to be just broccoli, imagine.
Oh, wow.
And then it was horrible, but I had to finish it because, and then I also say, I'm sorry, mom.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really appreciate, regardless, animal source or non-animal source. Veganism, it is also associated with a lot of other thoughts and perspective.
Yeah.
But in context of sports nutrition, yes, you do need to actually pay attention because there are nutrients that you cannot get it only from the non-animal sources. So that's a whole different game.
Yeah.
Here we're talking,
Yeah. Masoud just joined from India. Remember I was telling you about Masoud, the one who was asking me why I'm not live? He just came on the Instagram now and he says hello.
Hello.
Okay, favorite source of protein?
Oh.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Again, I love so many different food. But favorite, so I need to pick one?
Yeah, pick one.
Oh, that's hard. I'm a big fan of seafood. I think, again, this is me being Japanese. I grew up in Ireland, so but I do appreciate eggs.
Okay.
How affordable, how nutritious that is.
Yes.
And it's easy to cook, and from just many aspects of that, like practicality wise, it does make a lot of sense, and it's very easy accessible. So I try not to, when it comes to the topic of protein, so much whey is available there, but I mean, this is where a bit convenience, the topic of convenience will come in. There's no right or wrong, but I also try to think that, if I see my food, if my grandma see my food, is she gonna have it, full of white powders, or I'm eating seafood or egg or meat or, other beans, soybeans or tofu, we love them as well. So that's a bit of perspective, even though, she passed away, like I've been thinking about it, is she's gonna be happy, looking at what I'm eating.
Yeah, awesome. Last one. Give me one myth you hear a lot about in nutrition.
Oh, myth?
Yeah.
Good one. Okay. Myth is, when to eat before the exercise. That's really, really changed a whole different game depending on your objective. So some people or some media communication would say that, for example, eating before exercise is very important. My answer is that yes, true, but be careful. If your objective is more for improving training adaptation or improving body composition, sometimes it's also okay to do the fasted training for a bit lower intensity as well. So that's actually I would say it's a myth or commonly said topic, and then I would say no, think about it, be careful.
Someone here has wrote a message, and that's kind of given me an inspiration. Are Japanese toilets the best invention ever? It's mentioned here.
Have you tried?
I haven't. Am I missing out?
Oh, yes. I think that's honestly my father. He cannot move to Dubai because of that. Okay. Because he has to say goodbye to toilet. Yes, I would say it's a good, how can I say, touristic spot in Japan. If you go to Japan, don't forget, enjoy toilets over there.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, you have survived the fire round. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we got more from Yuri on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio.
And now,
unfortunately, it's almost full-time on the halftime show, and as much fun as I've had with you guys here on pulse95radio.com, Pulse 95 Radio FM, or Sharjah Broadcasting Authority, or even Instagram Live, you guys have been keeping me fully entertained. Topics are super key on the show. I never ever thought I'd be talking about Japanese toilets, but hey, that just tells you everything you need to know about how diverse this show is. And the person who has led this incredible show is Yuri Nemoto. She's been with me on the show. Yuri, before I let you go, firstly, thank you so much for taking the time out to come on the show. And thank you so much for all the stuff you do for the community as well. I think it's super important that everyone celebrates you as a professional, but also as a person. Can you tell everyone on Pulse 95 Radio where we can follow you?
Yeah. If you can reach out to me through Instagram, I think that would be easier. But honestly, I'm not very good at social media, so I would rather immediately guide you to my WhatsApp later. Okay. After that. Yeah. Because I'm always on WhatsApp. Right. That's the platform I communicate with my athletes. Okay. And this is how my collaboration with them works in terms of fine-tuning their strategy.
Yes, amazing.
So I think after Instagram, I will guide you.
And what's the actual Instagram handle?
So my first name, last name, and nutrition. Yuri Nemoto Nutrition. Okay, fantastic. And by the way, you also have a sports brand, which she never told me about. She's rocking it now. If you can see on YouTube, she's got the smile on and she's rocking it right now. What's that as well? You kept that very, very quiet, young lady. So this is a platform I belong to. I set up a company last year. Yeah. It's called Attuned Sports and Performance Nutrition. Right. And there's also a story. So the name Tuned basically means that this is the way I work with my athletes. Yes. From the word fine-tuning. Because basically, I'm in a position to provide guidance and recommendation, but they are also in a position to share with me how it went and then the feedback, what worked and what didn't work. So this is a collaboration work here we're talking, if we are interested in something long term. So this is my platform.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Full time. There's the final whistle. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you same time, same place on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio. Bye, Yuri.